Hey everyone, welcome back to Solo Party. We are in Act 2 with the Ironclad on Ascension 8. You can see we now have Sozu as our boss relic, and we have Impervious in our deck. So let's roll for the boss. Okay, on 5 we'll be facing the Champ. And our first enemy of the act is going to be the Chosen plus a Cultist. And now thanks to Sozu, we begin each combat with 5 energy. Let's get our starting hand. Twin Strike, Whirlwind, Defend and Clothesline, as well as our Inflame. Now let's roll our die. Okay, great. On A6, we are going to first draw a card. And another Defend. And we might as well trigger the Tungsten Rod to get 3 block, though I don't think we're going to need that much. Because right now we are only taking 2 total, but that means we don't have to worry about that, and we can spend all of our energy on offense, which is a great turn to do it. So we'll start by spending 1 energy and getting out our Inflame. And then we will just go ahead and play our Whirlwind for 4 energy plus 1, so 5 times, 2 damage, 10 damage AoE, takes the Chosen down to 4, and defeats the Cultist. Then at the end of the turn, we're attacked for 1, which we definitely can block, and then we get a Dazed on top of our deck. Then it's back to us, and we have 4 energy. Let's go ahead and draw up. We have our Dazed, of course, a Shrug It Off, Rupture, Impervious, and a Strike. We'll roll the die. We need to be able to block 3 incoming damage. Okay, great. On A5, we also get 4 total block, and we get to draw a card. So already not having to worry about the Chosen again. These 5s and 6s are really good for us, and we got a feed. And with 1 energy, we can play that feed for 4 damage to defeat the Chosen. So we're going to gain 1 coin, putting us at 9. And because of Sozu, we cannot gain a potion, but we will get a card reward. And between a Pommel Strike, Disarm, and Twin Strike, I think with our Strength build, it's hard to not take another Twin Strike. So we'll be adding another one of those to the deck. For our pathing, I think we're going to try to go up the middle here to get both of these campfires, and then hang right to get to that event and that elite towards the end. So let's go ahead and see what our event is. And we've got the Joust. A knight is about to joust the murderer of his beloved pet Noodles. Halt, the knight says. Travelers, why don't you bet on the victor? So we can bet, we pay 2, a relic or a potion, and roll the die, and on a 4, 5, or 6, we gain 6 gold. And sure, we'll just go ahead and pay the 2 gold and see if we can come up. And alright, unfortunately, we did lose the bet, so we will just be continuing on. So we go to the campfire, and we are at full health, so we will be upgrading. And we're going to take this opportunity to upgrade one of our Twin Strikes. And then we'll follow that up with another combat. With 3 birds. So the birds have flying, meaning they only take 1 damage from each attack action, but if we draw into our Whirlwind, we should be able to take care of them no problem. So let's see our opening hand here. We've got Defend, Perfected Strike, Impervious, Strike, and a Clothesline. Let's roll our die. Okay, on A2, that is not going to get us anything, but it will dictate the bird's actions. So this one will be attacking for 1 and 1, this one is gaining a strength, and this one's attacking for 3. So that's a total of 5 incoming damage. And because we didn't roll any defense, we'll definitely go ahead and spend 2 energy here and play our Impervious to get 6 block and exhaust it. And we don't have any multi-attacks, so all of our attacks are only doing 1 damage anyways, so we'll go ahead and just spend 1 energy to play a Strike, and we'll do that to the first bird to put it down to 4. That way, since we don't have our start of combat energy, even if we get a Whirlwind at 4 energy, we'll be able to defeat all of them at once. And then we'll spend our last 2 energy, and I'll go ahead and play a Clothesline on the bird that's gaining a strength. Just in case we're not able to take it out, at least it's going to be weak when it attacks, and that'll kind of negate that strength that it gains. And at the end of the turn, we're attacked for 2 from the first bird. Then this one will gain a strength, and the last one attacks us for 3, and we're able to block everything. So let's go on to the next turn, and we draw a Defend, Shrug It Off, Inflame, Rupture, and our Cinder's Bane. We'll roll the die. We'll have a 5 or a 6 here. Okay, just a 1. gets us nothing. And so they're each going to be doing the same thing again, attacking for 1 and 1, gaining another strength, and attacking for 3. So we have 5 incoming damage once again that we need to block. We certainly want to start off by spending 1 energy on a Shrug It Off. That's going to give us 2 block, and we draw a card, which is a Strike. Then we'll spend 1 more energy on a Basic Defend for 1 more block, going up to 3. And we'll definitely be taking damage here, but let's go ahead and spend 1 energy just to get our power out of the deck. The strength isn't really going to help us here. And we can spend our last energy on just another basic strike. And we'll just put this on the back one, putting it down to 3. Then we end our turn, and Ascender's Bane will exhaust. We're then attacked for 2, going down to 1. This one gains another strength, and then we're attacked for 3 again. We only have 1 block, so we do take 2 damage, going down to 7 HP. And it's back to us again. Let's draw up. We would really like to see Whirlwind here. Oh, this should not be in our deck. So we have Feed, Defend, Twin Strike, Good Instincts, and our Whirlwind. There we go. Everything is at 4 or less HP. We're at 4 energy, so we can play our Whirlwind, and that will defeat all of the birds. So we're going to gain 1 coin, going up to 8. And we'll look at a card reward. And between a Shrug It Off, Shockwave, and Cleave, I think we could definitely do with some better defense and more card draw, so we're going to take another Shrug It Off. Next is another Campfire. We're definitely not going to waste it on just 1 HP healing here, so we're going to go ahead and upgrade a Shrug It Off. Then we'll go right to get a normal combat. And we're up against a Snake Plant. Alright, let's get our opening hand. We have Strike, Twin Strike, Impervious, Shrug It Off, and a Clothesline. We'll roll the die. Okay, a 2 again does not get us anything, but that means that the Snake Plant is going to attack us for 3 and 2, so 5 total. And we're going to start by spending 2 energy in order to play our Clothesline. So that's going to do 3 damage, taking it down to 14, and give it a weak. So now we're only getting attacked for 2 and 1, so 3 total. Then we can spend 1 energy, and we'll play our Shrug It Off, which now gives us 3 block, which will block everything this turn, and we draw a card, which is a Twin Strike. So we can then spend our last 2 energy on each of our Twin Strikes, which is going to do a total of 4, 2, 6 damage altogether, takes it down to 8. So we are attacked for a total of 3, and we block it all. Now we'll draw our next hand with 4 energy, and we have our Whirlwind, Strike, Shrug It Off, Inflame, and our Ascender's Bane. We roll the die. Okay, on a 5, that gives us a total of 4 block, and we draw a card, which is a Strike. We'll spend 1 energy for our Inflame, which is going to give us 1 strength. And then we can spend 3 energy on our Whirlwind, which will deal 2 damage 4 times, which is 8, which is enough to defeat the Snake Plant. 1 coin puts us back to 9, back to where we were before the Joust betting, and another card reward. And now we have a lot of block options here: Second Wind, Power Through, and Metallicize. And I think it may not be too bad to go ahead and grab a Metallicize, and I think we're going to be good on block for now. Next up, we have another event, and it's going to be Ancient Writing. So we can either remove a card or upgrade a Starter Strike and a Starter Defend. And that second one is kind of okay, but I think we are just going to remove a card here. And this time, we're going to cut a Basic Defend. And we're back to full health, so let's go ahead and go to this Elite fight, where we're facing off against the Book of Stabbing. Alright, we're all ready to go with our 5 energy. Let's draw our hand. We have a Defend, Twin Strike, Feed, Bash, and Impervious. And the Book of Stabbing starts out by dealing us 3 damage and gaining a strength. Let's roll our die. Okay, on a 6, we will go ahead and start by drawing a card with Ink Bottle, which gives us Perfected Strike. And we will use that 6 to activate Tungsten Rod to give us another 3 block. So now we can focus this energy on offense. So we will start by spending 2 energy and playing our Bash. So that's going to be 2 damage and a vulnerable, taking it down to 33. Then we'll spend another 2 energy to play our Perfected Strike. We have 1 other card with Strike in our hand, so this is going to be 4 damage, doubled to 8, takes it down to 25. And lastly, we'll go ahead and spend our last energy on a feed for 3 damage, putting it at 22. Now the Book of Stabbing activates and attacks us for 3, which we can block, and it gains a strength. Then it's back to us. Let's draw our hand. We have a Rupture, Strike, Shrug It Off, Defend, and a Clothesline. This should have moved down. So we're now being attacked for a total of 4. Let's roll the die. Okay, a 2 does nothing for us. Let's start by spending 1 energy to play our Shrug It Off. That's going to give us 3 block, and we draw a card, which gives us a Metallicize. We'll go ahead and spend 1 energy to get out that Metallicize. And we'll spend our last 2 energy on a Clothesline for 3 damage, taking it down to 19, and giving it a weak. So now we're only being attacked for 2, which we can definitely block, and then we'll remove that weak. And the Book of Stabbing will gain another strength. So now it is attacking us for 5 this turn. And we'll draw up. We get our Ascender's Bane, Good Instincts, Twin Strike, Strike, and Inflame. A roll of the die gets us, okay, a 6. Perfect. So we'll draw another card, which is a Strike. And then we'll gain the 3 block from Tungsten Rod. We can go to 4 block with our Good Instincts, and at the end of our turn, Metallicize will trigger to give us the 1 more that we need to be able to fully block this turn. So we can just play our hand after this. 1 energy first for our Inflame gets us a strength. Then 2 energy on 2 basic strikes, which now do 2 damage each, so that's 4, taking it down to 15. And then our Twin Strike, upgraded, does a total of 6 now, taking it to 9. And at the end of our turn, the Ascender's Bane will exhaust. We'll gain the 1 block from Metallicize. Book of Stabbing then attacks us for 5, and we fully block. Then it gains another strength. And so this turn, it's attacking us for 8. But honestly, with 9 HP remaining, we're going to get 4 energy. We're definitely drawing our Whirlwind because we haven't seen it yet. Yep, there it is. 5 times 2 because of our strength is 10. So we know we're defeating the Book of Stabbing. We don't have to play through all that. We defeat the Book of Stabbing and we get 2 gold, putting us up to 11. Then we get a Relic, which gives us Wing Boots. So that'll be useful for Act 3. And then we get an upgraded card reward. So between an Entrench, Spot Weakness, and a Pommel Strike, I think we're going to take an upgraded Spot Weakness to get even more strength gain. And then for our final campfire before the boss, we're also going to upgrade our Metallicize to make it 0 cost. And now we're ready to face the champ. Alright, let's get this boss battle started. We've got our 5 energy. Our opening hand is going to be a Perfected Strike, Strike, Impervious, Strike, and a Whirlwind, okay? We'd like to see more of our setup stuff, but I think this will be just fine too. Let's roll our die. Okay, a 4. That's going to give us 1 block from loaded die. And I'm not a huge fan of this turn. So I guess we're going to go ahead and just start by spending 2 energy. And I really didn't want to play it this early, but we're going to go ahead and play our Impervious to make sure we block through everything here, going up to 7 block. Then we can spend 2 energy to play our Perfected Strike. I have 2 other strikes in my hand, so that's going to do 5 damage, taking it to 35. And we'll spend our last energy on a Whirlwind for just 2 damage here, going down to 33. I'm then attacked for 4, which I definitely can fully block here. And we're on to the next turn. So I'll draw up. We have a Defend, Shrug It Off, Ascender's Bane, and a Feed. Wow, a really horrible time. I would have liked to see that on that first turn rather than right here. But let's go ahead and play what we got. Well, let's roll our die first, I guess. Okay, a 4 starts us off with another block, but we're not going to need it because it's not attacking this turn. So we're going to continue here and play our Shrug It Off, mostly for the card draw, but we do go to 4 block. And that gives us a Good Instincts. Wow, really a terrible turn here for us. That means we're probably losing all of our good block next turn when we get attacked for 5. So let's once again spend another 1 for a Shrug It Off, putting us to 6 block and drawing a card for our Inflame. There we go. We wanted to see more setup pieces, so we will definitely be getting that out. And we'll go ahead and spend our last energy just on the Feed, which does 4 damage now, which will take it down to 29. Ascender's Bane will exhaust out of our hand, and the champ is going to strengthen and weaken us. Okay, let's draw the next hand. We get Clothesline, Bash, Metallicize, Twin Strike, and a Strike. Not too bad there. Let's roll the die. Okay, a 3 does not get us anything. We'll start by getting our Metallicize for free. We're being attacked for a total of 6 this turn, and we're not going to be able to do a whole lot about that. So I think we do need to go ahead and use our Gambler's Brew here to change the die to any value of our choice, and we'll go ahead and just choose the 5, because that'll get us a total of 4 block and a card draw, which is a Rupture. We will spend 1 energy and play our Rupture to lose 1 HP, going down to 8 and gain a Strength. We're going to be able to fully block everything here, so let's go ahead and just spend 2 energy on a Bash. So we are weakened, so that will only deal 2 plus 2 minus 1, so 3 damage. Takes it down to 16 and gives it a Vulnerable. But now we're clear of that weaken, so we can spend our last energy on a Twin Strike, which is doing 4 each. Doubled means 8 each, so that's another 16 damage, which takes it down to 10. At the end of our turn, Metallicize puts us at 5, and then the champ is attacking us for a total of 6. So we do take 1 damage from that, putting us down to 7 HP. And the champ also gains 3 block. So we're in a pretty good position here. Hopefully we can deal 10 damage on this turn. Let's draw up. We have Twin Strike, Defend, Spot Weakness, and we'll shuffle and get 2 more. And a Whirlwind, and a Bash. We'll roll the die. Okay, a 5 is going to get us 4 block and a card draw, which is a Perfected Strike. Our Spot Weakness unfortunately does not get us a Strength here. Luckily though, we can just spend all 4 of our energy and play a Whirlwind. So that's 3 damage, 4 plus 1, 5 times is 15, 10 HP plus 3 block, knocks it all out. And so it's going to enter Fury mode, so it's going to heal back up to 40. And we're going to end our turn there, so we will gain the Metallicize, but it's not going to matter because all it's going to do is remove the Weaken and Vulnerable that it doesn't have. So we can just move that on down, and now we have to worry about 10 damage attack coming in from the champ. So let's draw up. We'd love to see a lot of our block cards here. Defend, Strike, Strike, Shrug it off, and Rupture. We roll the die. Okay, a 4 does get us 1 block from loaded die. Then we'll spend 1 energy and play a Shrug it off for another 3 block, going up to 4. We draw a card, and it's our other Shrug it off. We really wanted that. Go ahead and spend 1 more energy on that Shrug it off that we just drew, going up to 6 block and another card draw, which is a Strike. We'll go ahead and spend 1 more energy on just a basic Defend to put us at 7 block. And we'll spend our last energy on just a basic Strike, which does 3 damage right now, so that takes it to 37. At the end of our turn, we gain a block from Metallicize, putting us at 8, and then we're attacked for a total of 10. So we do block 8 of that, but taking 2 HP puts us at 5. And all right, the champ is going to give us a break next turn. It's just going to strengthen up, so let's see what we can do here. We'll draw our Good Instincts, our Clothesline, and our Twin Strike. Then we'll shuffle and draw 2 more, which also gives us a Rupture and a Strike. So for this turn, we'll spend 2 energy, and we'll play our Clothesline, which deals 5 damage, taking it down to 32, and gives it a weak. Then we'll spend 1 energy on a basic Strike for another 3, taking it down to 29. And our last energy on a Twin Strike, which does a total of 8 damage, so that's going to take it down to 21. Our turn ends, and we do gain Metallicize. Well, I'm realizing I never rolled here. Let's see if that would have affected anything. It would not have. And the champ is just going to gain another Strength. Thankfully, we've weakened it, so now we're still just worried about a 10 damage attack. But that is a 10 damage attack, so that is a lot we still have to contend with. We would love to just be able to outright deal 21 damage, but if we can't, we're going to need to block that. So let's see what we draw. Perfected Strike, Strike, Shrug it off, Whirlwind, and Shrug it off. We roll the die. Okay, a 5 is perfect. That's going to give us 4 block to start out and another card draw, which is a Defend. Unfortunately, just the Whirlwind is not going to be enough to take it out just yet, so we're going to start by spending 1 energy on a Shrug it off, gaining 3 block, going to 7, and drawing a card, which is a Spot Weakness, which this turn we're still not going to be able to use. Spend another energy on another Shrug it off for 2, putting us up to 9, and a card draw, which is a Bash. So now our Metallicize will get us to 10 at the end of the turn. And let's set ourselves up here with a bash. So we're going to be able to inflict vulnerable. That's going to be 4 damage, taking it down to 17. And the right attack next turn could possibly get us the kill. So we end our turn, and Metallicize gives us 10 block, and then we're attacked for a total of 10 because it is weakened, and we fully block. Now on our turn, we'll draw our hand. We get a strike, twin strike, and defend. We'll shuffle and draw 2 more. And we also draw, shrug it off, and spot weakness. Okay, let's roll the die. Okay, on a 6, we're going to start by drawing a card, which is a shrug it off. And we don't need the block this turn, so we're going to have it trigger Ink Bottle again from loaded die, which gives us a strike. And it's not particularly flashy or anything, but I do think we have lethal here. We can start by spending 1 energy to play our twin strike, which is doing 3 and 3, so 6 total. Doubled with vulnerable is 12, so that takes it down to 5. Then another basic strike is 3, taking it down to 2, and another basic strike is 3, which defeats it. We barely stayed at enough HP for a full heal, but we will be starting Act 3 at full. We get 3 coins, which puts us at 14. And let's check out our rewards. For the relics, we get to choose between a Wrist Blade, our 0-cost attacks deal +1 damage for each attack action. Ring of the Serpent, start a turn, draw a card. Or Ectoplasm, start a turn, gain an energy, and you can't gain gold. Then for our rare card rewards, we get to choose between a Demon Form, 3 energy power, start of turn, gain a strength. Uppercut, 2 energy attack, 3 damage, plus a vulnerable and a weak. Or a Limit Break, 1 energy skill, double your current strength to a maximum of 8 and exhaust. All right, another act down, absolutely demolished by this strength build we have going on with the Ironclad. Let me know what you want to see for Act 3 in the comments. This has been Solo Party. My name is Kane. Thanks for watching.